Hi, in this video we're going to be taking a look at Explore Learning. It's an online virtual laboratory site that we'll be using throughout the year. Most important today is that we get you signed up for it and a couple tricks on using it. You can see on our main Schoology page at the bottom we have a resources folder. If you look in there you'll see Explore Learning Student Guide. Now there's a couple links here. One is so you'll see class codes to get signed up for Explore Learning. We'll come back to that in a moment. First off, if we click on the login screen, now in the future you'll be simply logging in to Explore Learning, but this first time we need to get you enrolled. So we'll take a click on that, and you'll see at the bottom here, enroll in class. Now this is where you'll be entering your class code so we can get you signed up to the correct class. So if you're in class 2A, you'll go ahead and copy this class code. And again, if you're in 2B, you want to copy that class code, or in 3B, and so on. And we'll come over to our login screen, enter our class code, paste it right in there, and enroll in class. Now the next screen you'll see, it's going to say, ask if you already have an Explore Learning account. If you have one from a prior school, or maybe in last year's class you use it and you remember that login information, go ahead and enter it here, but most likely you're going to need to create a new Explore Learning account. So click on that. And it's going to ask you for first name and last name. Go ahead and enter it there. You don't need to enter your email address. If you want to, you can enter your school email address. I want you to create a unique username and password. Now, my suggestion is you make it the same as your Fortinet password. Now, when you get into your class, for your specific science class, you'll see the list of gizmos that I've set up there for you that we'll be using throughout the year. You'll click on the appropriate one. It says Launch Gizmo. Now, that's going to open up in a separate window, and it might take a little bit of time for the simulation to load depending on internet speed, so just be patient. Now, what you have here then is a virtual laboratory with objects that you can manipulate. So in this example, you have balls you can click and drag and drop in, and you can throw them back up on the shelves as well. Now, what we don't want to spend our time doing, or at least too much time, is just playing around. What we really want to be looking at is the student guide that goes along with it. Now, this gives us instructions, questions to answer, and it's kind of our guide through using this particular simulation. So always make sure we have that open. I'll show you here where to find it. Anytime we're using Gizmos, you'll always see an accompanying student guide right above it. So you can see here in the example, Density by Comparison, Explore Learning Student Guide. Open that first. It will open within Schoology, and we'll need to download that file. So we'll see here at our next step. Right there we go. Download that and open it on your computer. Now this will become the assignment that you turn in. Okay? And we want to keep that just kind of parked off to the side here. And again, just use it to help us step through. There's always a couple prior knowledge questions, and then there'll be a little gizmo warm-up that gets you used to using the particular gizmo. So we'll go back here, and again, keep it open off to the side, and you'll want to be toggling back and forth between these two. Another thing you can see is down below there are some assessment questions. Now these will be things that we use for formative assessment, exit tickets. These may be questions that I'll have you answer as part of your homework sometimes. Okay, so just be aware those are down below. But our main focus will be on completing the student guide and the analysis questions that go along with it. One of the problems we run into when you open a Gizmo, if you're not logged in, it'll give you a 5-minute time limit. So we'll look at this second example right here. And if you're not actively logged in, you will be given a 5-minute time limit. You're allowed to use these gizmos for 5 minutes a day to try them out. So if you see that pop up, all you need to do is come to your icon here and log in. Now, you won't be enrolling again. You won't have to do that again. You simply need to put in your username and your password, and then you'll see it reload, and there we go. Okay, so that's Explore Learning. It's a really, really good tool, and one we'll be using quite a bit throughout the year.